A Microsoft study in 2015 found that a person's average attention span was 8.25 seconds, which was down from 12 seconds in 2000. But here's the thing, that was 10 years ago. We're looking at 2025. If we're looking at how that has gone down, how much can we assume that that attention span is down now? With the constant scroll, the fact that we're busy, the things that we're doing. And what we're finding is that this is causing people to, one, look lazy and making it to where your brain isn't actually paying attention to the things that it needs to be paying attention to. Because of this, the prefrontal cortex, that front part of your brain, it fatigues quickly under multitasking and excess stimuli. And so when we're putting all of these things in, when we're asking for more things to be done, when we're working longer hours, when we're asking for more, instead of taking the breaks, going outside, taking some margin in our day, we're actually causing our people as leaders to not be able to pay attention long term. And so it's this funny phenomenon of we're have the ability to be more productive than ever, but because of the way that we function as humans makes it harder for us to do that. That's why things like AI and some of the technology that we're seeing come up is actually great for us, as scary as it can be of, oh my gosh, this is going to take my job. There's also a lot of benefits to that, because if we can get the busy work off of people's plates, the things that people don't actually want to do, we can make it to where it's easier for them to do the things that they're the best at, that they're the most capable of, and give the space for them to not have this extra fatigue on their prefrontal cortex. And so you might be saying, Kabrina, what does that mean for me? What does that mean when I'm thinking about how I'm going to show up and how I'm going to have a longer attention span and how I can just power through? And the problem is that overstimulation doesn't create productivity. Doing more doesn't create productivity per se, because the amount of effort that I can put in, like if you're a morning person, for example, I'm going to do my best work up here. And as the day goes on, I'm going to do worse work. We just know this from science. And so when we're putting all of this effort in, we're not getting the same output every single time. Think about this like when ChatGPT hallucinates. All of a sudden, you're getting great output, you're getting great output, you're getting great output. And then you're like, holy crap, where did that come from? That was left field. Now, that's a very obvious example, but for many people, this is happening. And you go, what am I doing? You walk into a room and you're like, why am I here? What am I getting? You open the fridge if you work from home and you're like, I don't even know why I'm in here. And it's because your brain is completely fatigued from everything else that you're doing. Lack of sleep, too much work, working too long, those kinds of things. And so how do we solve for some of this is when we have that overstimulation that's creating that paralysis, you actually don't need more motivation. You need a filter. And so that filter becomes things like spending time in nature. I'm a big proponent of going outside and sticking your toes in the grass and what is called grounding. There's lots of science behind this that we can talk about in another day. But this idea of really getting into this is the outdoors. I'm going to go out, that whole thing of go outside and touch grass. Go outside and touch grass. If you have a meeting that can be taken outside, go sit outside, sit on your porch, sit on the patio at work. Do what it takes for you to take those moments. Even if you have to habit stack, those are really important things. So a lot of times I'll do videos outside. I will make some things for my landing pages sitting on the porch because of this idea that I'm busy. I'm a single mom with 5 kids. I run a business full time. This is something that I struggle with myself. So I'm not sitting here saying, oh, here's all the things that you need to just go ahead and hurry up and do. I'm just saying, hey, let's find one thing. Because I know my overachievers are going to go, okay, well, she said 4 things. I'm going to go and I'm going to do all of them at the same time. And that does the opposite effect, is I'm doing good things, but I'm stressing myself out in that process, which then just puts us back into that fatigue state. So pick one of these things. Go outside, put your toes in the grass. Have a mindfulness practice, journal, sit down and just drink your cup of coffee and don't do anything else. Don't scroll on your phone, just be. One of the things that I'm going to actually start implementing myself is writing every day again. And this is from a challenge that I actually was listening to a Seth Godin podcast and felt called out of like, hey, this is something that you enjoyed and you don't do it anymore because it's that thing that eventually I'll get to. Eventually I'll do that. Eventually I'll do this. When there's time, when it allows. And the problem is that saying of if they can, if they wanted to, they would, that is very much true in this state. Excuse me. Because of the fact that when we want to do something bad enough, we will make time for it. When we want to spend time with a person, when we want to learn a new thing, when we want to do the next big thing in our life, we will make time for that. So, what are you making time for? Are you making time for Netflix, or are you making time for the things that you want to do in your career later on? And these kinds of practices can help reduce that fatigue on your prefrontal cortex and make you more productive long term. And this is why things like taking time to play, finding different ways that you can do things within your life is very vital to your success long term. So, if you're wanting to find more ways to work with how your brain actually works for yourself as an executive, as a leader, or for your full team, I'd love to have a conversation with you. We can hop on a call at kabrinaashley.com/strategy-call, and I will see you tomorrow.